Hello guys, welcome to Codecrafters, and in this video we are going to study about constructors in Java. So what's a constructor? It's like a special method. The only difference between the method and a constructor is that a method will have a return type. Even if it's a void, it still has a type. But constructor doesn't have any return type. Even void is not a return type in constructor. One more thing, if you want to create a constructor in Java, you have to create the constructor exactly like the class name. And it has two types of constructors. One is default constructor, other one is parameterized constructor. You know what's a default constructor? It won't have any parameters. And Java actually, even if you don't create a constructor, it will create a constructor on its own by default. Yeah, so parameters we have to create it manually. So let's just get started. Now let's create a different class here. Public, not public, just class student. So student is a class, and we are going to create two variables, and we are going to give the access modifier as private here. Private string name and private int age. Okay. Now first let's create a default constructor. Though Java creates on its own, but still let's create a default constructor. For you to understand it. So let's say our constructor is public, and always make sure your constructor has the same name as the class name, student. Okay, there's nothing inside the bracket, that means it's a default constructor, and we are not going to give anything. Let's just leave it as it is. And then in the main method, okay, whenever you create a variable of the private access specifier, this instance need to be accessed throughout your program. Then you have to use the getter and setter method. So for using the getter and setter method, you can just use public string get name. Inside that, return name. Likewise, public int get age, and inside that you're going to write return age. Same wise, you'll use the setter method, public void set name. You don't have to return anything here, so you're just going to use void, and inside this okay, inside this you're going to give a parameter here, string name, and inside this you're going to give this dot name is equal to name. So what do you mean by this keyword name this? You have to use this when you have to refer to an instance variable add to a parameters variable. Let's say in Java, when we are actually running the program, this parameters variable will have more preference, and this variable is known as the instance variable. So when we have the same variable name for instance and parameter, the program will actually consider the parameter name as the priority one. So to use that, we'll be using this dot name equal to this parameter name. Okay, the same way, public void set age int age, and this dot age is equal to age. It's not necessary that you have to use the same instance name as a parameter name and everything. You can use any other thing, but I just want to show you the use of this to know the difference. That's why I show you this. Anyway, let's get to the main method and create an instance of the class student. Student instance, I mean the object. Okay, s is equal to new student, and then we are just going to print it system.out.println name. Now you can use the name directly, as it is actually declared here in the private and you need to use it outside. You will be actually using the getter setter method, and then you can access the instant variables outside. Yeah, s dot name, right? I mean, you have to call the method name actually. S dot get name. Same way, system dot out dot println and age plus is equal to s dot get age. Anyway, this method is not going to return any values here because we haven't given any values in the default constructor. We just left it empty. So all the output you will get is you'll get an empty null and age is 0. I'll just show you the output. As you can see, the name is null and the age is 0 because we haven't specified any values. To just get the values, we can just say name is equal to David and age is equal to 25. This will actually give us the values. Now we can see this name and age is retrieved by the getter setter method and used in the main method, and we have got our name and age. So this is default constructor, right? So let's get to an example of parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor is almost the same like parameterized method. We will just pass it in the parameters. Public student, string name and int age. Okay. And then again this dot, okay, in case if you want to have some other variables here, let's say string, what can we say, like int roll number and in total marks. Okay, we are giving this two variables and we'll create two variables like this here, private int roll number and private int marks. So this dot roll number is equal to roll number and this dot marks is equal to total marks, right? Now in the main method, what you're going to do is you're going to create another object, student s1 is equal to new student, and then here inside the bracket you're going to pass two values because that's how we are given in the parameter, right? Roll number and marks. Let's say 12 and total marks is 85. So again you can just use the same thing to actually call the answers. And just pass the right object here. Yeah, let's say the answers now. Or you can give one more sentence here like this is default constructor output, the other one is parameterized constructor output. Default constructor and here it's parameterized constructor system.out.print. One more thing, in Eclipse you can actually give sysout and press enter, the other system.out.println will be automatically filled for you. And to run programs in Eclipse, the short key is Control plus F11 in Windows actually. Parameterized constructor output. Let's just run the program. Okay, I'm getting here name is equal to null. Okay, the values are not, yeah, I got, okay, I haven't set getter setter method for roll number and total marks, right? I'm extremely sorry. Public void, is there a shortcut for getting the getter set method? I mean, it's there in NetBeans actually. I don't know whether it's actually there in Eclipse. We will type this time. Next time I'll just come with the shortcut key. Public int get marks, get roll, return roll number public int get mark return mark. Use the correct instance variable. Okay, now we have to set the setter method. Public int, sorry, public void set roll this dot roll number is equal to roll number. Same right? And public void set mark this dot mark is equal to total marks. Yeah, there is an underscore. Okay. Something is actually wrong here. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I didn't give the parameter here. Okay. Int roll number and in total marks. Now let's run the program. And here, yes, I need to change it here also. s1 dot get roll and s1 dot get mark, and here roll number same wise marks. Yeah, you got the output. You got the output for default constructor, and also you got the output for parameterized constructor. I'm really sorry for the errors caused in between, and if you have any other doubt, please drop a comment in the comment sections. Thank you.